Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nunadira binti Muhammad Faiz and I am going to present about the significance and potential role of philosophy of science in developing holistic thinking among UM students. First, what is philosophy of science? Philosophy of science is a branch in philosophy that deals specifically with what science is, how it works, and the logic through which we build scientific knowledge. Next, let's take a look at holistic thinking. What is holistic thinking refer to? Holistic thinking is the ability to see the big picture and the interconnection between different aspects of a problem or a situation. It is also broadly defined as a pattern of thought that usually focuses on the whole rather than the parts. Now let's discuss on the significance of philosophy of science to develop holistic thinking among students. First, the significance is create a deeper understanding of scientific knowledge. When learning philosophy of science, students will study and understand the history of science, including the revolution of science. They are exposed to broader knowledge such as scientific methods, theories, and relationships in science. Therefore, from philosophy of science, students can increase their knowledge and eventually increase their holistic thinking skills as they gain various information. Moving on, other significance of philosophy of science is developing critical thinking skills. Philosophy of science prepares students to analyze and understand how science works. Students can make judgments and evaluate what they study in the philosophy of science. For example, students can judge and understand the requirement of having social control in science and technology. Students can differentiate pros and cons of any scientific activities based on social control topics. These critical thinking skills is also one of aspect in developing holistic thinking among students. Next, we continue with recognizing the relationship across disciplines. In learning philosophy of science, students encounter many relationships across disciplines. Thus, students can differentiate the types of relationships between science and religion. For instance, the four models of relationship, science and religion are the conflict model, independence model, integration model, and dialogue model. The ability to understand and differentiate those relationships also take a part in developing thinking skills. Next, for the following slide, we can see that other significance of philosophy of science is students are exposed to ethics and society. By learning philosophy of science, students are exposed to the social control of science and technology that includes regulation and mechanism for environment and technology assessment in making any scientific activities. Consequently, students are aware that any scientific activities needs to have its procedure and ethics to follow. In this way, students are introduced to ethics which can lead students to obtain holistic thinking. And next, we'll see that learning philosophy of science can urge students to constantly stimulate inquiry, which also one of the significance of philosophy of science. By exploring the philosophy of science, students are constantly questioning to know more about science. This is because the philosophy of science engages with deep foundation issues in science. Moving on, we also know that students can give an opinion as they learn philosophy of science. Students are allowed to give their opinion on what they understand or believe in some aspects. This gives them to think deeply and observe what is the most suitable solution or answer for a problem. At the same time, it can develop holistic thinking. Lastly, learning philosophy of science also introduces students to multiple perspectives. Discover a lot of perspective also can train students in enhancing their holistic thinking. In philosophy of science, they were introduced to multiple of scientists' perspectives, showing that it is fine to have a different perspective. For example, the exchange of theory in astronomy, which is from geocentric to heliocentric. There are many perspectives included during the changing of theory. Therefore, viewing from different perspectives also can help students develop their holistic thinking. That's all from me about the significance and potential role of philosophy of science in developing holistic thinking among UM students. Thank you for watching.